So you take your one poi. Now I've got this single loop, so I've just got it on one finger, and I'm often going to be just holding it like this. But maybe you've got like a ball, and then you can just hold it like that. Right? Maybe you've got your double loop, in which case you just put them on the backs of your fingers. What I want you to do at first is just, say we're facing this way together. We're going to turn this way, so we're both facing this way. And first thing, I want you to just swing the poi. Yeah. Just feel its weight. And imagine that the weight is a big mouse. There's a mouse sleeping in the end of your poi. Yeah. You'll notice you're swinging along past your right foot, and it's like you're on a train track a little bit. So you're swinging it front and back along this imaginary train track, which we can call the plane of movement. Now if you want, you can switch and do it on the other side, on the other train track. It's still my right arm, but now it's on the other track. So we can switch, you're on the one track, and you're on the other track. Right? Now you can switch back and forth. You can also just switch hands. Boop. Right? And again, it's a sleeping mouse, so you're trying to feel what's really going on. And you can start to loosen up into that, and even start letting your feet move around. So then, from the swing motion, you can swing the poi into circles. You can swing it into spinning forwards, and then go back to swinging, or you can go into spinning backwards. On the other hand, I can spin backwards, go back to swinging, and I can spin forwards. Now for you, those transitions might be a little less smooth. Maybe for you right now, if you go to switch directions, it goes floppy flop, right? And that's okay. You'll just develop the muscle memory and develop the, whatever has to slowly develop in your brain to let that be really smooth. It won't be smooth from day one necessarily, right? And eventually you've got backward circle, swing, forward circle, swing, backward circle, swing, forward circle, swing. Then you can do this. Come to, back to say your right hand. Got the poi, get it spinning forwards, so, whoom. And I just want you to notice the feeling of that. Right? Okay, is it spinning forwards or backwards? So you can test. If it's spinning forwards, it's going to hit you in the feet. Right? So if the poi hits you, where's it going to hit you? If it's coming down in front and hits you in the feet, that's forwards. If it's spinning backwards, it'll hit you in the shoulder or the head if it hits you. So, yeah, get a feeling for the both. Get a feeling backwards and see how you can throw it over your shoulder. Forwards, you can hit your foot. Backwards, it can go over the shoulder or the head. Forwards, it hits the foot. Now as you get it going forwards, pay a little attention to what are you really doing with your hand. And with time, I'm going to be encouraging you to always be opening the movement up more and more so that your fingers are involved, your wrist is involved a little bit, your elbow, that the movement is through as much of your body as possible, as opposed to a lot of people, at first they just kind of bounce up and down, or they do something a bit stiff. You want to loosen up. So your hands really making, like you have a little pencil and you're drawing a circle. Often the poi will seem to want to bend in a way that it'll bend inwards, or it'll tilt like this, and it'll take time to learn to control that. And the way to control it is just learning to bend it on purpose. So on purpose, you could say, let it go to the left, right? And then try to bring it back. And you think, I'm trying to whack that float. Or I let it drift towards the camera, right? And then back towards the camera over there. And then you see it's like you have this bicycle wheel. You can turn the bicycle wheel to the left, bicycle wheel to the right, bicycle wheel left, bicycle wheel to the right. This is very different than crossing the poi side to side. This is bending the plane. Right? I can also bend the plane to the sky, or I can try bending the plane to the ground. So by playing with that, you will develop the skill of deciding whether you want the planes to stay on a track, or whether you want to bend and manipulate your planes. So forwards and backwards with each hand, I want you to put time into playing with your planes. Let's go left hand backwards now. And seeing how you can manipulate those planes. And it might be kind of awkward to do at first. It won't quite do what you want. So you just need to experiment. And slowly it will start to work. Go a helicopter and then try to get it back to backwards. Let it become a helicopter, back to backwards. And then keep looking, what are you really doing? Are your fingers moving? Is your wrist moving? And all that little bits of muscles and ability to move them will wake up, and you will have more and more control. But it will progress week by week, and you'll get better and better. So enjoy that and put time into it.